Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man. As always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Today, the video is entitled, "This is the reason why this is going back," the Roland R70 Drum Machine. I have had many of these. You know, one of my all-time favorite drum machines. I don't know why Roland did not make a rack mount version of this like they did for the R5 and the R8. And these only got 61 sounds in it, and then the R70 got about 200. And to me, it's one of the most versatile drum machines I've ever used. Just like with guitars, I've played thousands of them. I've owned hundreds of them. Same thing with drum machines. I've played hundreds of them, owned hundreds of them. And as far as I would say the top 5, this is definitely in my top 5. This is probably number, I'll say maybe 2 or 3. You know, that's how much I like it. So I seen one on eBay, and I'm like, I just want to use it as a slave. You know, my Akai, which is what I'm going to trigger, you know, write the programs in and just MIDI them together. Again, use this as a slave. So the guy said, well, it's not in good shape, and the play button doesn't work. Who's hitting this button so hard that it just gives out? These drum machines are designed to last you 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I mean, if you take care of them, I got drum machines I've had 20 years and they still like they did when I first bought them, and there's no problems with them. You know, no problems with the pads going out because I'm not banging on them like a gorilla. You know, the buttons work, all of the buttons work. And so it came, and unfortunately, because he didn't totally describe it as is, because it was already in bad condition. I mean, I'm looking at this thing and the lacquer is all coming off. It's all sticky looking up here. I'm like, I don't know where this drum machine's been. You know, so when it came, the deal breaker was this. I got the power cord, and when I try to plug it in, it's all wobbly. It's so wobbly that it's like it's going to break at any point in time, and once it does that, I can't even get it turned on. So I'm like, you know what? I'm sending this back. So I contact them. It's like, dude, you didn't describe the fact that the adapter stem inside the machine is so wobbly that, you know, at some point in time it's going to break off and I'll be screwed. Because I think in these terms, as far as foresight, at some point in time with most of your gear, not all, because there's some things I'm going to keep till I die, but for the most part, realistically, at some point in time you're going to resell it to somebody else because you have no use for it, or God forbid you fall on hard times. You got to get rid of some of your gear, which is a lot of musicians can relate to that. You know, I've been through that stage early part of my life, had to get rid of stuff I didn't want to. But that's why you say to yourself, I can't take in anything that once I have no use for it, I can't even give it away. You know, I couldn't sell this to nobody. You know, after I use it, I wouldn't feel right because I don't sell you guys junk. I'm like, junk goes back. So this thing, to me, as far as how much it's worth in this condition, I would say probably about 75 bucks. Because again, just use it for as a sound module. You know, again, the power or the start and stop button to stop working, and I just don't get that. Grown men don't take care of their gear. You know, it says a lot about you when you get something brand new and in less than 2 years it looked like this garbage. You know, what did you do? You know, kids wouldn't do this much damage to stuff like that. But at any given time, I have a lot of drum machines. You know, this is probably the least's best drum machine, and they just literally giving this one away now. And this thing, if you look for real authentic drum sounds, because the majority of the drum machines now are basically the Roland TR-808 kits. That's it. I'm like, I was messing around with that back in the 80s, so why do I want to go back to something I've done with 30 years ago? That's why I'm getting vintage gear now. I'm like, I want real drums. You know, I remember when, and I was excited when the New Jack Swing era rolled out, and Teddy Riley on any given album would guy all these different snares. Not the same snares, because at some point we went from snares to this hand clasp. You know, just the hand clasp removed the snare. You know, and again, the majority of the new drum machines, just them real light analog stuff. I'm like, fine, but give me some other stuff. That's why I love the R70. It gave me an array of that. I can do the hip hop, drill, trap stuff on this. I can turn around and do some jazzy stuff with that because they got jazzy snares in there. I can do pop stuff, gated snares like in the 80s, you know, real sounding snares, real snares, you know, but this failed miserably, and I don't think he's gonna be able to get rid of this unless he literally just give it away $100 because I'm like 100. Okay, I can work with that because again, I just want this for the sounds in here, use it as a rack mount. But it's just, I mean, I wish you guys can see this. I mean, the finish on this thing is awful. I mean, I don't know where this guy had put this thing and where it's been for the last couple of years, and why doesn't the push button works? You know, it's like I don't understand it. All I know is that it's going back. So I'm going to sign off now. Till next time, take care and thanks for watching.